This stuff is very loose. Probably a piece of rebar rusted under that and caused it to kind of explode, but we'll figure that out as we get into it. That's what we're going to work on today. For this repair, I haven't quite decided how we're going to do it yet because that's going to be determined a lot just by the severity. I have not pulled these out yet. So that's a lot deeper than I thought it was, and you can see where the looks like the cause was probably some bad rebar. Yeah, the rebar just rusted and the oxidation grew and caused the concrete to shatter. So probably not going to want to put any concrete into there again to get the same result. The Ecodur is going to give a lot better than the concrete would. And I actually feel pretty good about making the repair right over the rebar. It's still going to have that integrity. So this one, probably just going to flood this thing full of Ecodur after we get it good and cleaned out. A lot more mess here than I thought there was going to be, so I'm going to go grab a vacuum. We're going to start with a 10-pound patch and repair kit. Just a little more than we need, but it was either that or use probably 4 or 5 of the smaller ones. So we're going to go with the 10-pounder. It's approximately a gallon. It's not quite exact that way, but it's approximately a gallon. Just like we do with the little ones. Start working the product out of the edges. Burst that seam. Mix everything up on that side. Pretty good. And we'll repeat the process. Squeezing everything out of the other side. Make sure that there's no unincorporated product left in there. Now, because these are heavier, contain more product, and they're more difficult to mix, we're not done mixing with a 10-pound kit at this stage. We need to put it into a secondary container. And this one's so well mixed, there's actually no need for additional mixing, but you do want to verify, even if you're pretty sure you got it good. In this case, we're going to need the secondary mixing anyhow, because I'm going to add about 5 grams of black iron oxide just to give this a light gray color. Now, Ecodur is not color stable, so we're not counting on that color. We'll get to the color that this is going to end up being. But if my paint gets scratched, I want the Ecodur underneath it to be a light gray to mask any damage. Now, this will self-level so we don't have to work it much. We want to just pour it in, give it time to get into all those nooks and crannies, fill the cracks and the surfaces and the pores. Slow down. Let's see how that levels out for a second. Now you might be thinking, hey, you can't fill a coating that thick. And generally, you would be correct, but Ecodur is very cool and has no maximum thickness. It will cure with the same properties throughout, regardless of how thick you apply it. I've even filled potholes with it. So we got it just a little bit overfilled. That's about where we want it to be. Now, generally, sand isn't my favorite grip additive, but this is by a pool. It's going to be very slick, and it's right in the center of the walkway. So I'm going to use sand before we paint it. Not a lot, just some sprinkles here and there. Kind of match the texture of the surrounding concrete. Usually, what I prefer are crushed walnut shells between two layers of an acrylic top coat. This is not going to get that acrylic top coat though, so I'm going to use the sand. It's also a small area, and so it's not going to make a big difference. If you are using sand, you just want to be very light with it, or the weight of it will sink to the bottom of the Ecodur, and it's not really doing anything but displacing some Ecodur. Now, cool little trick. You might be saying, you can't spray paint that, it's not cured yet. And that would also generally be true with most other coatings. But you can spray paint Ecodur as long as it's not a water-based paint before it's done curing. Not an exact color match, but as the sun fades it, it'll be better than nothing. And there you have it. So there's our patch. It's about 15 hours later, and you can see it's fully ready for foot traffic. It's got plenty of grip, and as the sun fades the spray paint out, it's going to blend in nicely. These steps aren't quite uniform anyhow. I could grind that to get it level with the rest of the surface, but I actually like it a little bit proud. I think it's going to do a better job of encouraging the water to run off. That would be up to the aesthetic on your project, but there's a quick, easy way to do a pretty large concrete repair.